If you want to add file login to your ASP.NET Core app, do it the easy way with Serilog. Here's how you do it. Let's go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager and manage NuGet packages for solution. We need to add a couple of NuGet packages. So we do a search for serilog.aspnet core. We install that into our web API. We also need to install serilogs.syncs.file. This is the package that will allow us to write to a file. Once again, we install that. Next, if we open up program.cs, to add this to our application, we need to call builder.host.useSerilog. And within the delegate, we need to pass in the parameters of context and logger configuration. And then inside there, we call logger configuration.read from configuration, pass in a parameter of context.configuration. This is going to allow Serilog to read from the configuration. The next step is to configure login in the ASP.NET Core app. Before we do that, just to let you know that Serilog is featured in my Minimal APIs for Complete Beginners course. We use .NET 10 and Visual Studio 2026. As you progress through the course, you'll build a real API project and learn industry-ready skills, including clean architecture, integrating with SQL Server using Entity Framework Core, dependency injection, login, authentication, and unit testing. To check it out, go to roundthecode.com/min1. There's also a link for it in the YouTube video description. Let's configure Serilog. Let's open appsettings.development.json. We're going to configure this exclusively for the development environment. So we have to create a new Serilog section, and then within that we need to create a new write-to section, which is an array. So we're going to add this to the file. So we create a new entry within that. We specify the name as file, and then we have to specify some arguments. So inside the arguments, we need to specify the output template, and this is how it will be formatted in the file when the log is written. So we're going to add a timestamp in there, and we'll do it in ISO 8601 format. So we do that by adding the year, the month, the day, and the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. Once we add that, we add the level. This is the severity of the log, so we'll cover that in a little bit. Specify level with a colon and U3. Then we specify the source context. This is the namespace where the log has been written from, and then we add the message. So this is the message that we'll be writing to the log. We also need to specify an exception if one occurs. So we add a new line and we just specify the exception placeholder. So we've added the output template. Now we need to add the path. So this is where the logs are going to be written to. So we're going to add it in a logs folder, and then we add log-.txt. So it'll be written to log-.txt, but after the hyphen, it will append the date. And we need to just specify that we want to add a log file every day. So we'll specify the login interval as day. Hit the subscribe button to be notified whenever new .NET videos are released on this channel. We've configured our logs to be written to a text file. The next step is to start adding log entries. With this class, we're injecting the web application instance in, and we're setting up minimal API endpoints. We've set up a group to run from /API/products, and we've got a get method that's run into this get method here. We're going to add some login into this method. In program.cs, we've set this up by creating a new instance of the products endpoints, and then just mapping the products endpoints, which is this method. We're going to add some parameters to the get method. We're going to pass in a type of string. So we'll pass that in with the request. Now to add login, we inject the iLogger type and we pass in the class name. So the class name is products endpoints, and we specify that as logger. We're going to write a log entry with the debug severity. So we call logger.logdebug, and the message we're going to add is running the get method. And we're going to also pass in this type as a parameter. So we'll put that in brackets. We add the 0 placeholder. This will be the parameters where we get it from. So we'll add the parameter here. So 0 will be the first one. So we just add the type in. Let's see if that's going to write our log entry. Let's run the endpoint. We're going to specify the type as products. So it's been successful. Let's stop the application. We now have a logs folder and we have a logs file. So we have log entries from Microsoft.hosting and Microsoft.ASP.NET Core, but not from our endpoint. Why is that? By default, Serilog logs messages from these namespaces. We need to add some additional configuration so it also logs our own. To do that, we use Serilog's minimal level to control the minimum log severity. These are the severity levels in Serilog, with verbose being the lowest level and fatal being the highest. When we set a configuration, so for example, if we set information in the configuration, it would log all events that are higher than information, so it would log warning, error, and fatal. Let's open appsettings.development.json. Because we're going to be configuring login in Serilog, we don't need the login section anymore. We'll remove that. We need to configure the minimal level section. So we can specify by default, we can have the severity of error, and then we can override it. And we do that by calling the override section. And within this, we can specify namespaces where we want to override it. So if we go into products endpoints.cs, it's got a namespace of roundthecode.login. We want to write logs that are debug or higher as the severity. So we specify the namespace as roundthecode.login. We specify the minimum severity as debug. Let's run this again and see if it's written in our log file. Let's delete the log file and run the application. Let's run the endpoint. We'll specify the type as products. So that has been successful. Let's stop the application. So it's written our text file and it's written our log entry. So we've got the class name and namespace there. We've also got our log entry there running the get method of type products. So we specified the minimal log severity as debug in roundthecode.login namespace. If we were to write those logs with information severity, would they still write? Let's open products endpoints.cs. We'll change the severity from log debug to log information. Delete the log file and run the application. Let's run the endpoint. We'll specify the type as products. Let's stop the application. So it's written our log file and it's written our log entry. It's got the severity of information. It's got the namespace and also the message. So that's how you add file login with Serilog. Easy. And if you want to learn more useful .NET tips, then watch this video next. Serilog is featured in my Minimal APIs for Complete Beginners course, which you can view at roundthecode.com/min1. There's also a link for it in the YouTube video description. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.